didn't have enough m's to wait a minute. Hold on a second. Let's do the problem.
I'm not sure I understand why.
Okay, so if I write this 2mn squared to the 3/8, right? And I'm doing the distributive problem at 2 to the 3/8, m to the 3/8, n to the 6/8.
But then why does it have to be an absolute value?
Because we're talking about we have a positive exponent, and if I were to go back into this, I'm looking for the positive value of it. Because I'm simplifying. 6/8 is equal to 3/4, and 3. So if I had n to the 3/4, I could write that as 4n cubed. Right. Yeah.
I'm not quite sure I understand that. Because the denominator is still even. And that's the important one, right? Or does it matter if
It's the numerator that we started with. This was 6/8.
Yeah, but why does that matter? Because if the denominator is even, like that's a 4, so it has to be
the index is 4.
Oh, so it could be a negative, but then it wouldn't be multiplied by 3. It'd be to the 3rd power would be the 6th power, so it would have to stay. It would have to become.
It has to be because here I could have something cubed that would be negative, and it has to be that we're talking about. We want the positive value because this one was an even. Okay, that is a tricky one to do. Okay, let's try the last one. I'm going to give you your homework assignment because I'm going to go over the last problem, but I know some of you are antsy, so I'm going to let you. So let's just do this actually quickly and see what you got. Going again. Carbon 14 is a radioactive form of carbon.
Wait, Ms. Lau, can
yes.
you just go over the answers for 15
Yeah, I didn't get 18.
Yeah.
Oh, 15 is negative,
Okay.
because if the value is, the directions are, okay, if x is less than 0, if it's less than 0, is it a positive or a negative number? Negative. So if I have, this is a negative number, okay, and it's a cubed root, right, it's cubed. So if this was negative 125, and I want the cubed root, will my root be positive or negative? Negative. Okay, that's what they were asking. Okay, so how about if x is, if I had a negative 16 and I wanted the 8th root of that, is that possible?
But wouldn't it be imaginary? Or
So does it exist?
No.
It's not. You're right. It would be an imaginary, but they're asking. Tell whether the principal root for each expression is positive, negative, or well, it does not exist. It would be an imaginary. Okay.
When would that be positive?
Yeah.
Pardon me?
When would that be positive?
If the numerator is
If this had been positive,
the denominator is odd.
right? Because
Yeah,
it's
I'm sorry.
even.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Haley?
Should I go to the bathroom?
Yes. All right. How about if this x to the 3/4 does not exist again? If it was negative, and how about x to the 3/7? So I know my index is what? 7. Even or odd?
Negative.
It's an odd number. So if this, and I don't know what a number to, you know, it's 7th root of a number, but whatever it is, will I end up with a positive or negative number? A negative. Okay, so it's about the odd, if it's an odd or an even number. That's what you're looking for. 7(1)D. But I would study it, do the evens
Wait, is it our quiz?
on 7(1)D.
It's not action 7
It's all, everything that's on 7(1). So if, for instance, can I just do this word problem and then I'll put the homework on, and then we'll talk about it.
quiz tomorrow?
Yes.
Is that clock right?
Wait.
Always awful behind.
Yeah, which is, this is all seven. It's just the
No,
word
we
sheet.
have other sheets for
I know,
Okay.
everything of seven was covered on this.
And I think that was on, I'm sorry, wrong page. You haven't done it yet. 490. Let's do number 35 and 53 through 78 odds. Okay. All right. So let's look at this one. Going.
78.
78.
53 to 70. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine,
Okay. 53 through 77 on. All right. Going. Carbon 14 is a radioactive form of carbon. The amount of carbon 14 in an organism decreases with time following the death of the organism. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay? So the amount A left over after 5,000 years is given by okay? Where A to the sub L is the amount that was originally present in the living organism. Rewrite, all right, so this is just saying, rewrite in radical form, the formula for the amount of carbon that is present after 5,000 years. So is this the formula? So all you needed to do was rewrite this in the radical form, and I know, is this exponent related just to the 2.7? Okay, so it is. This times this. This number is going into what? My denominator. Okay, so it is just 2.7, and this is going to be, how did I write this? 5, 3, right, cubed, and it's AL times this quantity, and can I combine that and just say A sub L, so it's just over that.
How come it's just one?
Pardon me?
How come it's AL and not just one?
Because I have a negative, I have this negative exponent, so it's always going down. That is going down. But I can simplify this and say A sub L over 2.7 cubed. Okay? Is everybody okay with that? All right. So let's quickly look at that other worksheet. On 7(1)D. Ay, ay, ay. 7(1)D. All right, 7(1)D. All right, so it is on inverse. Remember what we had done about inverse variation, direct variation, joint variation. If something varies jointly, then it's going to just be, the y equals kx. It's a direct variation. You're just going to give me the two values. If it's an inverse and it varies jointly inversely, where does my x go? It's y equals k over x. Okay? So just look at them. Practice the ones that, look at the worksheets or the homeworks for that inverse variation. Number 7 and 8. Number 7, y equals x to the 7 is an odd exponent. What is that going to look like?
S.
It's going to look like that kind of a weird branchy thing, okay? And what do all of those graphs go through?
Zero, zero.
Okay, so when you graph this, I'm going to make sure that you have it going through those. It's gonna go through, you know that it's gonna go through 0, 0. How about y equals x to the 8th? It's even. It's gonna look like what? Football, right? Touchdown. But the bigger that exponent, what happens to the graph? It's pretty flat, gets pancaked, okay? And what do all of those go through?
0, 0.
And
Negative 1, 0,
1, 1, and
negative 1.
okay, so just make sure that you know that those points, and those should all be in your notes. What happens for number 8? I had a negative x to the 3rd. What happens to that negative? It gets what, Dan? Gets flipped around. Okay, so instead of it being this way, it's going to be this way. Okay? All right. Number 9 through 14. How about number 12?
Well,
Number 12. How would you go about it? Where would you start on that? The exponent, the second one raised to the second power. Make sure that you multiply across and then simplify. Okay? Scientific notation, look at that. Isn't that nice? They even put little spaces in between the numbers so that you could easily see them and count them. Okay? So 7-1, I know that we didn't spend a lot of time on that, but I'm trying to, I gave you an extra day today on the rationals because, you know, I can appreciate that they're new. They're kind of like everything that you needed to know about exponents and just add a little bit more. Okay? Anybody have any questions? Are we good? Okay, guess we're done.